Hello beautiful people, hope you're having an amazing day so far. You are a star, like this beautiful sun here. Don't let anybody dim your light. Today we're going to talk about the most effective fat loss methods. Okay, we're in this beautiful garden. I hope today's been amazing so far. I want to share with you my experiences as a fat loss coach, okay, as someone who's competed in a number of bodybuilding shows, okay, and as a nutrition coach, what the best things you can do to lose the weight, okay, lose the excess fat, get into your most toned self, okay, and feel more alive and feel more free, okay, and feel more liberated from the extra weight that we carry in our lives, okay, which goes in hand with metaphorically, the more we can let go of the things that don't serve us, okay, the lighter we feel, the easier it is to move the body and get things flowing internally and externally as well. So let's get right into it, guys. So one of the first things you want to do is you want to be in a caloric restriction or a deficit, okay? Now I know a lot of people, if you have binging problems or eating disorders, okay, it's not something you want to get so religious about, right? What you want to do is just ensure that you don't have to eat so less, you don't have to eat so little. You just want to make sure that you're eating enough, okay, to supply for your own needs, and at the same time you want to make sure that you're not overdoing it. So if you're on a restriction, right, if you're eating just, for example, 1300 calories a day and you're burning 1400 calories a day, then of course long term you're going to lose that weight that you want, right? So the key is really just to obviously burn more, okay, eat less, but ultimately really get in the right nutrients, just both macro and micro wise, right? So what do we do? Okay, what do we do nutritionally? Well, we've got to make sure that we're eating, macros and micros to our needs, right? So getting enough protein, carbs, fats, things like that, getting enough iron, okay, getting enough B12, getting enough calcium, things like that, to make sure everything's flowing internally, right? So when it comes to the macros, you can do things like, eat 1 gram per, or 1.5 grams per your kilogram, and then 1 gram per kilogram of your body weight, and then, whatever your target calories is. For example, if it's 1300, right, you minus the calories from the protein and the carbs, protein and the fats, and the rest is your carbs, right? You don't want to fear carbs, because carbs is what's going to keep you satiated. A lot of people fear the carbs because they think, I'm going to get this and then I'm going to gain the weight. No, it's the biggest myth, right? If you have problems with your thyroids, okay, and you're eating a lot of glutens and grains, yes, you might come up with issues, but you want to focus predominantly, okay, on getting a variety of macro and micronutrient sources, right? This is going to help you thrive. This is going to make sure you have enough energy, right? The key here is to maintain a lot of energy, okay? So next thing, all right, we want to get into is, apart from the nutrition stuff, all right, is exercising, okay? I like to skate, I like to lift weights frequently, okay? When I'm lifting weights, okay, this can help keep the body fat off longer, because when you're building muscle, right, when you build muscle, you are at a higher state of metabolism, right? Because the more muscle mass you have, the easier it is to keep the weight off, because you're more thermogenic, right? You're burning more energy. That's where most of our energy is burned, through the muscles, right? So lifting weights frequently. If you want, check out this, have a look here. We're going to do a little workout right now. We're going to do an upper Okay, so lifting weights frequently, you know, lifting weights 4 to 6 days a week. Okay, you can have so many different ways of doing it. Check out the exercise guide on the website. All right, there's a way to build your own routine. Okay, whether it's weights, cardio, things like that. Okay, there's so many ways to do it, but ideally you want to get in 3 to 6 days a week, right? Full body splits, bodybuilding splits, push-pull splits, yada yada. I don't want to get too carried away with that, but the idea is to lift weights, okay, frequently, targeting most major body parts twice a week. Legs twice a week, upper body twice a week, arms twice a week, and you'll be on to a winner, right? So that's one of the most effective ways to burn fat, right? The most effective ways to lose fat. The other thing as well, guys, is, you know, of course, cardio can play a key role. Okay, you don't want to overburn yourself with the weights, the cardio, you know, trying to chase this goal number of your, whatever your ideal body weight might be. What you want to do is, okay, make sure you're enjoying your cardio, right? I like to rollerblade, bike ride, you know, sometimes I kick the ball around at the park. And this keeps me more lively, okay, less anxious, right? And more in my flow state. Okay, so I try not to structure too much. If you're someone who's a bit more planned, right? A bit more planned, who likes structure, you know, get HIIT workouts 3 to 5 days a week, right? So that could be like sprinting 3 to 5 days a week, right? Sprint stop for like 20 minutes, right? Same thing with biking. Okay, same thing with what else? You could do like a swim HIIT session, right? The idea is to increase your metabolism, right? So if the higher we can increase our metabolism, the easier it is to keep the fat off, right? Staying hydrated again, guys. Staying hydrated. You know, if we're not hydrated enough, what happens? We store a lot of the water in our body. Okay, if we're eating a lot of salt as well, a lot of the toxins are just gonna stick around, you know, and retain. So maybe you might have a lot of water weight and that's discouraging you, right? Get a lot of water, stay hydrated, drink a lot of fluids, right? So that shit can pass right through you, right? When you're eating more vegetables and fruits, drinking lots of water, naturally, you're gonna shred like no tomorrow. I know when I went vegetarian first, I was at my leanest, I looked at my best, I felt so fucking amazing. When I cleanse every now and then, I feel so fucking good. I dropped the body fat, okay? I'm feeling illuminated, I'm feeling so lively, I'm feeling so alive right now. What have I had today? I just had some like toasts, right? But another thing as well is fasting, right? Fasting is so damn powerful. So a bit like caloric restriction, okay? I fast, you know, most days 12 to 8. Okay, sometimes I'll just have one big meal at the end of the day, right? And yeah, it's so powerful. It's really healing. You can get rid of toxic cells. Okay, it helps keep your insulins at a regular level instead of, you know, when you're eating frequently going up and down. And you don't want to do that, because if your insulin's constantly up and down, okay, and you're having, say, excess sugars, excess carbohydrates or anything like that, your body's going to store these energy sources as fats because you're not utilizing, right? One way to suppress that is to make sure you're moving, okay? Exercising the body, getting out there, moving, flowing, okay? Doing what you love, doing some sort of physical activity that you love, right? So, you know, fasting is so powerful. I love it. There's a guide on my website, go check it out on how the various fasting methods. And then of course, other ways as well, guys, is getting lots of rest, recharging. How are you keeping your brain healthy? How are you keeping your body healthy with rest? You know, are you overdoing things yourself, right? Are you stressing yourself out? Meditate, you know, just chill out. Just learn to just sit still for a moment, okay? Breathe, okay? Let's reduce those cortisol levels. Let's live a life more fulfillment, right? Let's get in, okay, things that we enjoy, right? So, you know, listen to some of your favorite musics. Listen to some of your favorite tunes, okay? Put on some binaural beats, okay? That's going to help you reduce the anxiety, okay? Reduce the cortisol levels, because when we have an excess of cortisol levels, that's when we start to gain the weight, That's when we start to gain the weight. All right. So reducing the stress levels, okay? Getting plenty of sleep, 7 to 8 hours of sleep. Get in some deep sleep, right? Turn off the light 1 hour before bed. Right? Turn off the light 1 hour before bed. Yeah? Sleep in a very dark room. That's going to help you put yourself into a deep sleep, right? So resting, recharging. Guys, you wanna be consistent with your goals, all right? Don't give up on yourself. You got to keep going, right? You know, you might hit a goal and then think, oh fuck, like that's enough for me. No, keep going. Don't stop until you get to where you want to be. One quote I really liked was, if you aren't where you are at, where you want to be at yet, why are you chilling so much? Honestly, ask yourself, why are you chilling so much? Don't get comfortable, don't get complacent, right? Your vision is going to take time to get to, you know? I'm still not where I want to be yet, you know? Whether that be business, whether that be, my body, my body. But I'm going to keep going until I get to that place. And then once I get there, then I'll focus on the next goal, right? Believe in yourself, be consistent. That's the key here to getting that weight loss, right? To getting effective fat loss, right? Look after your thyroids. Get in some seaweed, get in some sea moss, some nori sheets, okay? When we look after our thyroid, we have more energy. We can digest things better, right? Look after your metabolism, right? If you're having thyroid problems, okay, chances are it's gonna start to slow down, right? Look after your inner world as much as your outer world, right? Okay, you can do things as well, start affirming, you know, like change your mindset, all right? Believe that you can make this happen, right? Believe that you can make it happen. Okay, enjoy foods you love. Don't always be so strict. You don't have to be fucking anal about it. 90% of the foods that I eat, okay, are whole foods, healthy, vegan, delicious fruit, veggies, leafy greens. Other times I'll have the vegan junk. Other times I'll have the takeaway. Right? This gives you more flexibility because, you know, if you're on the go, you don't have to if you're on the go, you don't have to be so strict, you know? You got to eat to live at the end of the day. You got to eat at the end of the day. So allow yourself to be flexible. Don't get so strict with what you're eating. You know, keep it healthy. The more whole foods, what I've realized is the more whole foods that I consume, right? The more fuller I get, the less I want to eat. Right? So when I'm eating more fruits and veggies and leafy green, that's full of fiber, that's a bit more calorie dense, okay? No joke, when I went vegetarian, the fat fell off very quickly, okay? That helped me to keep the weight off, right? And I'm having more energy as well. I'm feeling more alive, I'm feeling more electric, and that's the key here. You want to eat more electric foods. You know, a lot of our arteries and a lot of our arteries and veins are clogged up with cholesterol and fats because we're eating excessive amounts of gluten, we're eating excessive amount of saturated foods, right? When you start eating more electric foods, you're going to feel more charged, and when you have more energy, you have more motivation to do other things, right? So keep going, focus, ask yourself, what are you eating?